Hey friends, I'm John, and today I want to talk about something a little special to me. It is the idea of we only having about 4,000 weeks. Now, why is 4,000 weeks a special number? We can break this down into how long an average life is. 4,000 weeks is roughly about 76 years, and the average human lifespan is just around there. And the reason why we're talking about 4,000 weeks is that it kind of puts our life into perspective. Take me for example. I'm almost 30, and 30 is about 1,500 weeks. Think of that out of 4,000 weeks. Now, if I'm lucky, I'll have 2,500 or even a little bit more, depending on my lifespan. This video isn't to scare you though. It's to kind of take a step back and really look at what we're doing in life. Many years in my 20s, I kind of did the same thing. I would kind of grind through work and school and social events. But it really didn't feel like I was using my time as much as I really wanted to. At least I wasn't using the time for the things that I really care about. And to me, those are things like spending time with family and working to become financially independent and being able to spend my time however I see fit. But that isn't to say that a good chunk of that time was wasted. Rather, it was time that I had to pass through to get to the point of where I am today. And so I'm starting to think about this 4,000 week idea, a little bit more at least. There's going to be a lot of things in life that truly don't matter if you kind of give the perspective of 4,000 weeks. You're going to have jobs in your teenage years, your 20s, your 30s, and maybe even your 40s that you truly do not care about. But yet, you're going to be spending a good chunk of your time in those jobs, things that you aren't really happy of doing. It's the same thing with your education. You might choose to go to college, or you might choose to go get a doctorate degree, whatever it might be, as long as you are choosing to use your time wisely. And another factor is how many times you're going to see your family or your loved ones. If you live out of state, you can kind of count how many times you'll be able to see them, maybe once a year for the next 20 or 30 years. So really this video is to help you kind of see a new perspective. It's to kind of zoom out from the day-to-day and see your life in the grand scheme of things. 4,000 weeks, maybe 5,000 weeks, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. Who really knows? And it's not to scare you. It's not to say that you're not using your time wisely today. It's just to give you a perspective of, are you actually doing the things that you really want to do in life? Are you working in a career that you are really satisfied with? Did you go to school for a subject that really invigorates you? Do you cherish all the times that you get to spend with your loved ones or even friends? What about starting your own family and being able to start those memories together? Now, I've been kind of zooming out on my life recently because I'm hitting that milestone of that year 30, and it really helps me kind of understand my mortality and my life really in general. You see, I'm not going to be here forever, and every time that passes by, I'm kind of a moment in that time that is passing with me. I get to choose how I live in each of those moments that passes by. I can choose to be engaged in the present, or I can be choosing to kind of zone out and not really see that the moment is passing by. I can make right choices and I can make wrong choices, and I'm going to fail a lot and I'm going to see successes every so often. But for me, being able to kind of see your own mortality and seeing the idea of weeks or days or whatever the number might be, you kind of get to put yourself in a new perspective. No, you're not going to live every single day or every single moment in the present. I mean, there's going to be plenty of weeks or months or even seasons of our life that we're going to kind of just let go and they're going to be on standby or autopilot. For the ones that truly matter though, especially when you visit family or you get to see your friends again, those are the moments that I truly cherish and I really like to get myself engaged. And there's also all those times that are firsts, like your daughter's first gymnastics lesson or being able to see your son hit a baseball for the first time. Those are things that you want to live all in the present. And you can even look back on your life today and be able to see those significant moments that you really cherish and you have a really strong memory associated with it. It might be the first time you've done something, or a feeling that you haven't felt in a really long time. So what I'm trying to say with this video is to kind of take a step back and see the 10,000 foot view of your life. And ask yourself those questions of regret and also non-regret. Do you regret not asking that person out? Do you regret not going to college or going to some type of boot camp or trade school? Do you regret not starting a family or doing some traveling around the world? Now, pause for a second and also ask yourself the other side of the question. What do you absolutely not regret doing that you've already done in your life? Do you not regret the path that you've been on? Because if you weren't on that path, then you wouldn't be the person who you are today. Whatever it may be, we're going to always live with these things. They're always going to be on our mind. They're always going to be present. We're always going to have regrets, and we're always going to have problems in our life. Your problems don't necessarily disappear magically when you become more wealthier or you have more time to do things. In fact, you probably unveil more problems. For me personally, when I started school, I was a struggling college student and I had to find a job, and I lived really within my own means. I wouldn't spend money on things that I didn't necessarily need. But as you get a better paying job, or you make money on the side, or you inherit some type of wealth, whatever it might be, you don't necessarily see yourself with less problems. In fact, those problems just become different problems. So whether it is about money, whether it's about education, whether it's about something in your house or your apartment that you need to fix, or something that's been on your mind, or a relationship that you need to mend, these are problems that we all go through uniquely. And in fact, these are the problems that I think really make us human. Because without problems, we wouldn't really be doing anything. We wouldn't be trying to fix them. We wouldn't be trying to help others. We wouldn't be doing anything other than kind of our own selfish enjoyment. And that's not to say that if you had more money, some of your problems would go away. That's not to say that if you had all the education in the world, all of your problems would go away. It's just to say that the problems become uniquely ours. Your own situation is going to change depending on any of those different factors. But once we can kind of face that idea of our own mortality, those problems become problems that we want to really engage with. In fact, you might have a problem such as being able to save enough money so your kid can go to college. Well, that just got a lot more serious because you realize that you are immortal. You're not going to be here forever. And of course, on the time factor, you only have so much time that you can save up until you can have your kid go to college. But these also kind of factor down to our own personal problems as well. It can be material things or even mental problems that we might have. You might feel depressed on certain months or even seasons of the year, and you'll kind of realize that you might not have time to do that. You want to actually enjoy what you have today. For me, this was something that I noticed every single winter. I would kind of get sad or a little bit depressed. And so I thought to myself, I don't really have much time to really deal with that. I can change my life in a way that will affect it greatly. And so I did that. I ended up moving to a place where the winters wouldn't make me as really depressed. Or let's take the idea of someone's problems with money. Say they really were looking forward to a promotion and they didn't get it. Well, there's really no time to wait and be patient of getting a promotion. I know that's really old school, and people really like to see that trust and honesty thing, but let's think of it this way. Nobody really has time to wait for a promotion. You have to ask for the things that you want. And if these are things that you don't necessarily get, or there's always excuses of why you don't get those things, then it's time for you to make an action and change that, because you only have so much time. So more or less, what I'm really trying to say in this video is that we have to kind of face our own time. You might get 4,000 weeks in your life, and you might have spent a lot of it already. You might be waiting for the perfect time to ask for a promotion, or to move, or to change your lifestyle so that you can be more healthy. And what I'm trying to tell you is that you really don't have that much time in the grand scheme of it. And I'll leave you with one question, especially one that's been on my mind. Why wait? Hey friends, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Every single week we have a new video on a different topic. And that's all for me, and we'll see you next week.